Hello friend, I'm Laia. Welcome to this morning yoga stretch. This is going to be a yoga flow where I will be offering you accessible options so that you can make the practice your own. That is why I have 2 blocks, but if you don't have any blocks, do not fret, do not worry. You can still do this practice and start your day in a way that's more aligned, that helps you find balance, and that also invites an intention that you can carry throughout your day to feel more aligned with your values. So go ahead and bring yourself to lie down on your back. Bring your feet flat to the floor, allowing your knees to point up toward the ceiling, and then walk your feet a little bit wider, maybe as wide as your mat, and let the knees rest toward one another as your low back gently relaxes toward the earth. Your arms could remain next to your body, or you could bring both hands to your belly. And then let your gaze soften down, or maybe you close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and out through the nose or the mouth. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, noticing the belly expand. Exhale, allowing your belly to relax a little bit more. 1 more deep breath in. Long, slow breath out. Arriving into your day, arriving into your practice. And just giving yourself a moment to notice how you feel physically, mentally, energetically today. Acknowledging how you are without judgment, more with curiosity, so that as you move into your day, you can be more aware of what you need and how you can give yourself that. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Let your arms open out to the sides, either in a T or maybe cactus arms, and allow your knees to face up toward the ceiling, keeping your feet wide. Inhale. Exhale, let both knees go over to the left. They don't have to go all the way to the ground, only let them go as far as you want. Maybe your gaze goes a little bit to the right. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, take the knees to the right and the gaze a little bit to the left. Inhale, coming back through center. Exhale, knees to the right, or rather knees to the left, gaze to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, knees to the right and gaze to the left. Bring yourself back through center. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhalation, heel to your feet until the feet are parallel to one another. Bring your arms next to your body with your palms facing down. And perhaps you stay here, noticing your entire back body grounded. Or maybe on your next inhalation, you start to lift your hips. Press your feet grounded. Lift your hips high, lift your chest up toward the chin. Deep inhalation. Exhale, if you lifted your hips, slowly lower them all the way back down to the earth. Bring your right knee toward the chest, hug it in, maybe by interlacing your hands underneath your knee or maybe over the shin. And take a moment to move your right hip a little side to side, or first one way and then the other. Deep inhalation, long, slow exhalation. Pause the movement. Now interlace your hands underneath your right thigh if they're not already there. And as you inhale, extend through the right leg as little or as much as you want, flexing your foot. Exhale, bend your right knee. Again, inhale, stretch your right leg. Exhale, bend your right knee. One more inhale. And on the exhalation, lower your right foot, release your hands. Now stretch your arms and your legs. Give yourself a full body stretch as if you just woke up, which maybe you did. Feel free to yawn. Inhale. Exhale, bring your feet back down to the ground. This time, hug your left knee into the chest. Take a moment to find movement or stillness, whatever serves you here. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. And exhale. Pause the movement. Interlace your hands underneath your left thigh. Inhale, extend through your left leg. Exhale, bend the knee. 2 more times. Inhale to stretch. Exhale to bend. Last one. Inhale to stretch. And exhale to bend. Lower your left foot to the floor, release your arms, body a stretch once again, breathe in. Breathe out, bring your feet flat to the floor once again, but keep your arms overhead as you roll yourself toward either side, and then press yourself up to a seat. Let your sitting bones be evenly grounded, your spine lengthen, and allow your hands to remain on your lap or your knees. Let your shoulders relax down and away from the ears. Inhale, reach your arms all the way out and up, palms unite overhead. Exhale, draw your hands together in front of your heart. Inhale, open up through the arms. Exhale, right arm over left, and as you curl in, give yourself a little hug. Inhale, open up again, stretch. Exhale, this time left arm over right, curl in, give yourself a hug. Inhale to open up. Now exhale this time, lower your left hand either to the floor or perhaps to one of your blocks. Reach your right arm high, breathe in. And as you breathe out, bend your left elbow and reach over with the right arm, opening the right side of the rib cage. Maybe your gaze goes to the right. Breathe in. Breathe out. Back through center as you inhale. Exhale, maybe you take the block over to the left. Lower your right hand, left arm high. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lean toward the right. Stretch the left side body. Notice how it feels. One more breath here. And then return to center. Take both arms up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Surrender your hands to opposite elbows or wrists. Lift your chest a bit more. Notice the sensations that arise through the shoulders, the upper body. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, release your hands down toward the earth or toward your blocks, bringing them next to your hips. Take a deep inhalation. And as you exhale, bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Perhaps you move your chin up or down until you find the stretch that feels good for you right now. One more breath. And then on your inhalation, return back to center. Breathe in. Breathe out, left ear this time to the left shoulder. Perhaps you lift your chin up or down until you find what you're seeking. One more breath. And then slowly bring your neck back to neutral. Reach both arms up. Deep breath in. Palms unite overhead. Exhale, draw your hands together in front of your heart. Soften your gaze down, and you could stay here, or maybe you bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your abdomen as you take a moment to notice, how am I feeling as I start to move into my day with intention, with attention? What do I want to invite a little bit more of into my practice today that could also trickle into my life? What do I want more of? How do I connect to my abundance? Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Release your arms, open your eyes. Inhale, reach both arms out and up, palms unite overhead. Interlace your hands, and on the exhalation, draw the elbows down and in front of you. You can move your wrists in circles or circle eights. If there's a little bit of crackling sounds, that's all right, as long as there's no pain. And then switch directions with the movement. Challenge your brain a little sometimes. Breathe in. And breathe out. Slow down the movement. Release your fingertips. Open your arms out to the sides. Deep breath in. And on the exhalation, bring your hands behind you. Bring your feet in front of you a little bit wider than your hips. And maybe move your knees side to side for a moment, releasing any extra tension that might have arisen from sitting the same way for a while. Breathe in and breathe out. Slide your legs out to either side and start to bring yourself toward a tabletop position, hands and knees. And as you do that, just find stability here. Spread your fingers wide, grip through your fingertips, and bring your knees about hips distance apart. And then maybe you move your hips a little side to side for a moment. Move your spine, move your neck. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhalation, take your right leg behind you. And on the exhalation, lift the toes and bend your right knee as if you were facing the sole of your foot up toward the sky. And you could stay here or take a couple of circles with your right hip one way, breathing in and out. And then switch the directions of the circles. Extend your right leg behind you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bring your right knee to your chest, right foot between your hands. You could grab the foot with your hand and then slide it forward. Frame your right foot with both hands or utilize your blocks, remembering that they have more than one height. Lift your chest up. Draw your right hip back and your left hip forwards and breathe. And your next inhalation, stay, or maybe release the hands from the blocks and let them dangle next to you. Or you could also bring the arms behind you and interlace your hands, extending through the arms. Lift your chest a little bit. Breathe in. Breathe out. Continue to press through the right foot to keep your stability. Stay, or on the next inhalation, release your fingertips. Lift your arms up by your ears. Exhale, frame your right foot and hinge at the hips, stacking your left hip over your left knee a little bit more. And you could stay here with your right knee as bent as you want to, or you could slide your right heel a little bit forward and then draw your right hip back, left hip forward. Breathe in stillness or dial your toes right and left. Keep your spine long and your breath steady. Inhale and exhale. Now move both hands, both blocks to the inside of the right leg and begin to rotate toward the long side of your mat. Allow your left toes to stay on the floor and point your right toes forward so the outer edge of the foot plants onto the ground. You could keep your hands supported or start to bring your hands to your hips as you lift your torso up. Maybe your arms reach up as you inhale. And on the exhalation, lean toward the extended leg. You could stay with both arms by your ears, creating a little bit more strength, or perhaps your bottom arm lowers down toward the leg. Breathe. One more inhale. And exhale. Bring yourself back up. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhalation, bring your hands down and start to bring yourself back toward your tabletop position. Take a moment to move a little side to side if you'd like. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now on your next inhalation, take your left leg behind you. Toes remain on the floor at first, or you could let them hover. And then start to bend your left knee. Take a couple of circles with your left hip one way. Couple of circles the other, staying with your breath, remaining as stable as you can. And then on your inhalation, left leg behind you. Exhale, left knee to your chest, left foot between your hands. Give it a little tug and a little bit of help if that's needed or you want to. And then frame your left foot with your hands or with your blocks and take a moment to lift your chest, noticing what arises here today. Perhaps your arms dangle next to you, palms facing forward, lifting your chest. Or you could choose to interlace your hands behind you, bringing the wrists toward one another. Breathe. And on your next inhalation, reach both arms up toward the sky. Exhale, frame your left foot. Now bring both hands or both blocks on the inside, or breathe in. And as you breathe out, begin to hinge at the hips and extend your left leg as little or as much as you want, coming into this half split. Maybe you dial your toes from side to side as you breathe. One more inhale and exhale. Bring both hands or blocks on the inside of the left leg and begin to rotate toward the long side of your mat. Take a moment to adjust. Press through the outer edge of your left foot and hands can remain on the floor, the blocks, or come onto your hips as you lift your torso up. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, lean your torso toward the extended leg. Notice the opening through the side body, and maybe your bottom arm finds the extended leg. Breathe wherever you are. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back up. Reach your arms high. Exhale, lower your hands down to your blocks or the floor. Rotate toward the front of your mat again. Find your tabletop, but this time shift your weight a little bit forward. So maybe you move your knees slightly back. Breathe in. Breathe out, lower your belly toward the floor, hands underneath your shoulders. Press through your palms. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, remain here as you move your hips a little side to side and your torso, your shoulders, your neck. Doesn't need to look like anything in particular. Just consider how can you invite a little bit more of the essence of what you want to embody in your day, just right here in this shape. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale to lift your chest a little bit more. Exhale, press into your palms and bring your hips back. Bring your big toes together, separate your knees, and you could bring your hips all the way back to the heels, or maybe use a blanket or a block. You could also use a block underneath your forehead. Extend your arms forward or bring your hands by your feet. It's absolutely up to you. But just let yourself breathe into the back body a couple of times here. Inhaling deeply through the nose. Exhale through the nose or the mouth as you soften toward the earth. Again, inhale. And exhale. On your next inhalation, press yourself up to a tabletop, or if you rather, you could tuck your toes under and send your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Whatever shape you choose, maybe you pedal out the legs, or maybe you arc and round the spine. Just find a little bit of movement. Really awakening the body, noticing how you feel today, how you need to treat yourself today to feel more grounded, to be in balance, to take care of yourself. Inhale and exhale. On your inhalation, ripple your body forward, lower your knees to the ground if they're not already there, coming back to a tabletop. Inhale, take your right leg behind you. Exhale, bring your right knee to the nose, to the chest, step your right foot between your hands. Lift your chest high. Perhaps here you choose to lift your left knee off the floor. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, pivot your left heel 45 degrees down to the ground. Take a moment to find stability, and maybe your hands come to your left thigh as you lift yourself up. Draw your left hip forward and your right hip back and stay. Maybe your arms dangle next to your body. Perhaps you interlace your hands behind your back and you lift your chest. Inhale. Exhale, stay here or melt your heart down, taking your right shoulder to the top of the right knee or to the inside. Continue to draw your right hip back toward the left heel. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, release your hands to the inside of your right foot. Begin to rotate toward the long side of the mat. All 10 toes point forward. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, relax your head down. If you have one of your blocks, maybe you bring it in front of you. Press down through the outer edges of the feet. Extend through the legs. Inhale, lift your chest again. Exhale, melt down and fold. One more. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to melt down and fold. Shift the weight toward the toes a bit more. See if that intensifies or shifts the sensation in the back of the legs. One more breath. And then on your next inhalation, lift your chest halfway up and turn toward the back of your mat. Square your hips and then take both knees, both feet back, finding a plank or a knee plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower yourself down to your abdomen. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, bring your hips back to your tabletop. Take a moment to ground yourself. Left leg back this time. Breathe in. Breathe out, left knee to your chest, left foot between your hands. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, pivot your right heel down 45 degrees. Draw your left hip back toward the right heel and stay here, or eventually rise up. Roll your shoulders back and down and stay with your arms next to your body. Maybe they lift for a moment. Inhale. And on the exhale, take your arms behind you, interlace your hands, lift your chest and stay. Or perhaps on your next exhalation, you let your upper body go forward and down until your left shoulder lands on top of your left knee or on the inside. Keep the stability of the legs. Remain with your breath. One more deep breath in. And on the exhalation, release the hands to the inside of the left foot. And perhaps taking a block with you, rotate toward the long side of the mat. Allow the 10 toes to point forward at first. Bring your hands to your hips and this time rise up. Inhale. Exhale, turn your heels in and your toes out. Deep breath in. And on the exhalation, bend your knees. Maybe your hands rest on your thighs and you give yourself a moment to move a little side to side. You could also take your arms up in cactus. And even play with lifting and lowering a heel and then the other. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. Extend your legs, extend your arms, deep breath in. Exhale, heel toe your feet until they're facing the long side of the mat again. Hands to your hips, deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower yourself halfway down, and then maybe your hands find the blocks or the floor. Relax your head. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, lift your chest halfway. This time turn to the original front of the mat. Bring your right foot back to meet the left for plank or knee plank, your choice. Inhale. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, lift your chest for a cobra or an upward dog. Exhale, bring your big toes to touch, knees wide onto the ground. Come into child's pose. Deep inhalation. Long, slow exhalation. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Walk your hands toward your knees. Walk your knees toward one another. And then surrender either hip to the floor. Bring your legs around in front of you. Take a moment to maybe shake them out. Move them a little side to side. And then place your hands behind you, directly underneath the shoulders. Your fingertips can absolutely face toward your toes. You could also dial them back. It just depends on what sensation you're seeking on the shoulders today. Then press through the feet, press through the palms, and as you inhale, stay. Or maybe lift your hips off the floor, keeping your gaze toward the knees or forward. Or maybe look up, but only if your hips are high enough. One more breath wherever you are. Inhale. And on the exhalation, if you lifted your hips, lower them down. Bring your arms around your knees. Relax your head down. Maybe sway side to side for a moment. Inhale. And exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lift your torso up and find a comfortable seat. You could even sit on one of your blocks to elevate the hips a little bit. Just make yourself comfy. And we're going to finish today's practice with Nadi Shodhana, which is alternate nostril breathing. It's a great breathwork technique to help you find balance between your energy and your rest, between sthira and sukha, which I will leave you some information in the comment section. With your right thumb, you'll close your right nostril very gently, and then you'll inhale through the left. Close the left nostril with your ring finger, exhale through the right. Then inhale through the right. Close the right nostril, exhale through the left. And that's one round. Practice it with me if you'd like. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. In through the left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. In left. Out right. In right. Out left. One more round. Next time you exhale through the left, release your hand. Inhale through both nostrils. And exhale through both nostrils. Once you feel ready, perhaps bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your abdomen. And taking a moment to consider how you feel after this practice, recognizing the value of showing up on your mat, of moving, noticing, exploring how you feel so that you can move into your day with more information of who you are, what you need, what you value. So take a really deep breath in, deepest breath you've taken all day, letting it expand front to back, side to side, top to bottom. Hold this abundance, this goodness, and then let it go. Take a moment to repeat within or without, thank you, thank you, thank you for this new day, filled with opportunities, filled with challenges, but ultimately filled with life. May you live it fully. Breathe in. Let go. Release your hands. Let your eyes open if they close. And I hope that you move into your day feeling a little bit more in your body, feeling a little bit more alive, a little bit more joyous, and that you return to this perhaps a few times this week or for a couple of weeks in a row, and just notice and document the differences that it creates in your life and how it helps you move differently in the world. If you've enjoyed this class, you could also check out these, and I look forward to practicing with you again very soon. Until then, take care and be well.